We love you, Zippy too.
When finding out information, I believe we should turn to our experts, which is why today I'm going to be looking at a textbook from Dr. Seuss, Oh, the Places You'll Go. I'm going to read a short extract from it, which really highlights what today's episode is all about. Dr. Seuss refers to the most useless place, the waiting place. For people just waiting. Waiting for a train to go, or a bus to come, or a plane to go, or the mail to come, or the rain to go, or the phone to ring, or the snow to snow, or waiting around for a yes or no, or waiting for their hair to grow. Everyone is just waiting. Waiting for the fish to bite, or waiting for wind to fly a kite, or waiting around for Friday night, or waiting perhaps for their Uncle Jake, or a pot to boil, or a better break, or a string of pearls, or a pair of pants, or a wig of curls, or another chance. Everyone is just waiting. No, that's not for you. Somehow you'll escape all that waiting and staying. You'll find the bright places where boom bands are playing. In our first episode, we introduced our very naughty mistakes monster. Remember him?
I'm here to help you with your wheeze and your poo. Just listen to me. I know what to do.
I don't think so. Well, in today's episode, we'll be covering the next two mistakes that you really need to avoid, and they're all about waiting. So if you want to go quickly with toilet training, take heed and pay attention to what Dr. Seuss was talking about.
Mistake number 3. Waiting for your child to tell you they need to go.
What are you doing?
Waiting.
So many parents drag toilet training out for months because of this reason. The essence of what they're doing is going straight to stage 2, what I consider stage 2 of the process, rather than completing stage 1. Stage 1 is first taking your child and getting them to the toilet at the right times. Stage 2 is your child telling you they need to go. Yet we make this very common mistake. How are they expected to start telling us they need to go right from the beginning when they've never practiced it before? You need to practice it with them, and you need to be the leader in this particular situation, like I said, by getting them there at the right times. Yes, there are some children, tend to be the 10% of the population, that will end up just doing it themselves, getting in there, taking themselves without too much intervention from the parent. But don't rely on your child being part of that 10%, because the rest of it is the 90% of the population. So in order to do toilet training successfully, stage 1 needs to come first. So you need to work out your child's bladder size and get them there at the right times, because as I said, that will then allow them to be able to start identifying what their body's doing. In the beginning, it's involuntary because the nappy has taken that sensation away. Just to give you an example, and it was a good one too, with regards to my sister's twin boys, they were the same age. She started at 14 months. One went every 40 minutes, one went every 4 hours. So basically what it highlighted, that every child is different. You need to know the bladder size of your child in order to reduce your hit and miss, increase your successes, and that will quicken the process up to get to stage 2, where they start to let you know they need to go, and I consider the finish of toilet training.
Mistake number 4. Waiting until your child is showing signs of readiness.
I'm still waiting, Tracy. This time for a child to show signs of readiness.
I think he's going to be waiting a while. There are definite signs of readiness that your child is prepared and ready to start toilet training. These include things like pulling at the nappy, dislike of wearing the nappy, telling you wheeze and poos either before or after they've gone, which is a common one, taking the nappy off, a poo routine, basically an awareness of what your child's body is doing. So they're becoming more aware of the situation. And so with regards to that, this is your window of opportunity to get going. This will be when it's most easiest to do it because your child is obviously ready to get going and willing. So don't hold your child back, basically. And with regards to, though, the whole signs of readiness, it can fall into a trap, though, for a lot of parents. Because, just to give you an example, the more cautious child or the laid-back child, they tend not to show signs of readiness because, well, for the first one, the cautious child doesn't like change. So what they will do, there's no reason to let you know that they're ready to start toilet training because they're afraid of that change or the unknown and that they can't do it perfectly. So with regards to the laid-back child, they tend to be the child that doesn't mind if they're wet or dirty, which is the hardest child to toilet train, unfortunately. So subsequently, again, it's a bit like hard work for them. So there's no reason to let you know they need to start toilet training because they just couldn't be bothered. They don't particularly care at either way. So with those particular situations, you really need to step in and start toilet training with them, especially if their child is nearing around the 2-year-old age group or even just before then. So we can really aim at getting your child toilet trained before 2. And an example with regards to the whole waiting till your child's ready where it can fall into a mistake was in my personal situation. I had that cautious melancholy child, the perfect melancholy. And with Maya, I waited till 2 because I thought that's what you were meant to do. I started, stopped. Basically after 7 months, we had complete toilet refusal. So to most parents, that would indicate your child is not ready and therefore you would stop and not proceed any further. But in my situation, I changed what I was doing and then 3 days later she was done. 1 week later, nighttime trained. So it really highlighted, yes, definite signs of readiness, go for it. But if your child is not showing those signs of readiness, and particularly with those personalities I highlighted, then you really need to step in. Because as I said, when I changed what I was doing, the results spoke for themselves. So he was wee trained in the beginning, is that correct?
Yeah, he was wee trained. It was just this problem with him going to the toilet for number 2s. He just didn't seem to want to do it at all, and that had been going on for several months, and it just didn't seem like anything that I was doing was going to change his behaviour.
So what were the main things from the products that you used that helped in your situation?
I think what we got from the products that we purchased was really creating a whole story around the experience. There was the book, Donkey and the Gang, there were stickers, there was the reward chart that had the same characters as the book, so we could talk about that and relate. What happened to the characters in the book, was sort of exactly the experience that you wanted your child to have, and so it really talked about that. There was also the yum-yums that you could throw into the toilet. So it was all about just focusing him on going to the toilet, on fun things happening, fun books to read, which then, echoed the sort of key messages that I really wanted him to take on. So all those things just helped make it fun and helped him focus.
So that was probably the main thing that made the difference in your particular situation?
Definitely. It was the things that made the difference was just about getting him there in the first place, making him feel comfortable with sitting there for a little while, and then after a little bit of time he was comfortable. He just happened to do a poo on the toilet, and then shortly afterwards, that was within about 3 days, and then within a week he was telling me when he needed to go to the toilet for number twos, and it was all just very easy from that point on.
So how long did it actually take from start to finish?
Once we had the products in place and we sort of started using the stories and the yum-yums, it was within 2 or 3 days that he did his first poo in the toilet, which he was quite amazed at. And then within a week after that, he was telling me when he needed to go to the toilet for number twos.
Fantastic.
As we can learn from Alison's testimony, it's very important that your child is comfortable when sitting on the toilet, and to ensure this, they'll need a toilet insert to make the hole smaller for their little bottoms. Our sponsor this episode is Loopy Loo, the award-winning child and adult seat-in-one, the toilet seat that parents are raving about. The Loopy Loo has solved the problems that many parents found when using removable inserts, which become quite painful as they have to be added and removed several times a day for many years and often go missing right when you need them. The Loopy Loo is so quick and easy to install. It is a standard toilet fitting, and its clever design has a soft close lid to ensure little fingers don't get trapped. Thanks to our sponsor, we have 2 Loopy Loos to give away. Simply head over to our Facebook page, become a Clean Bottom fan by liking it, and tell us in 25 words or less why your family will benefit from a Loopy Loo. Good luck, and may the best bottom win.